Imagine this for a moment. Somewhere in America, right now, a tiny 5-cent coin is sitting quietly in a drawer, a forgotten box, maybe even a dusty old jar, and the person who owns it has absolutely no idea they're holding a life-altering treasure. A coin so powerful, so rare, that when it surfaces at auction, rooms go silent, hearts race, and collectors lean forward like they're watching history breathe again. This is not a story from a movie. This is happening today in the US. Auction market. Welcome to US MintX, where hidden American wealth is uncovered one coin at a time. In this video, we're revealing 5 of the most valuable buffalo nickels ever known to exist. Coins that look ordinary at first glance, but carry the weight of forgotten fortunes. These aren't just old nickels. These are silent witnesses to American history, and some of them are worth more than most people will ever imagine. Stay with me, because each coin gets rarer, darker, and more shocking than the last. And the first one, the very first coin, is the one people accidentally lose, spend, or overlook the most. If you blink, you miss it. And once you understand what you're about to see, you'll never look at a 5-cent coin the same way again. Coin number 1. This coin doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shine like gold. It doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it whispers. And that whisper has turned ordinary Americans into instant legends in the coin world. The 1913 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark was born at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when America was redefining itself. This was the year the Buffalo nickel replaced the Liberty Head design, marking a bold shift towards celebrating true American identity. Sculptor James Earl Fraser created a coin that felt alive, raw, rugged, and unapologetically American. The Native American portrait on the obverse wasn't fictional. It was a composite of real tribal leaders. The buffalo on the reverse wasn't symbolic. It was modeled after an actual bison named Black Diamond from the Central Park Zoo. This coin didn't just represent America. It was America. The composition of this nickel is a solid alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a dense, enduring structure that has survived more than a century. It weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness of roughly 1.95 millimeters. Those numbers may sound technical, but here's the truth. This coin was built to last. And it did. Through wars, depressions, and generations of hands that never knew what they were touching. Now let's talk about what makes this specific example dangerous to overlook. The no mint mark, 1913 Buffalo nickel, is already desirable, but when it develops that deep black antique tone, mixed with a yellowish aging glow, collectors pay attention. That patina is not damage. It's not dirt. It's time itself branding the coin. It tells experts this piece hasn't been harshly cleaned, altered, or stripped of its soul. In very fine condition, the Native American's braid is still visible. The buffalo's horn remains strong. The date is clear, bold, and unquestionable. This is not a ghost coin. This is a survivor. The unique features of this coin are subtle, and that's why people miss it. The strike quality from early 1913 issues varies, but when you find one with balanced wear and strong details, it becomes a magnet for elite collectors. The absence of a mint mark places it firmly in Philadelphia's earliest production run. These coins circulated heavily, meaning most were worn into oblivion. That's exactly why surviving examples like this are hunted relentlessly today. Rarity isn't just about low numbers. It's about survival. Millions were minted, yes, but very few made it through more than 100 years without being destroyed, melted, damaged, or forgotten. Collector demand for early buffalo nickels has exploded, especially in the US market, where nostalgia, history, and wealth preservation collide. Serious buyers don't see a nickel. They see a tangible store of American legacy. And now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value for a 1913 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, in very fine condition, featuring original black antique toning and yellow age patina, is $290,000. Yes, $290,000. For 5 cents. This isn't speculation. This isn't fantasy. This is today's auction reality. A coin like this doesn't just change hands, it changes bloodlines. And the most shocking part, coins like this are still being discovered in estates, old collections, and inherited boxes where families have no idea what they're holding. People are accidentally losing these, spending them, ignoring them, while others are quietly becoming wealthy overnight. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. The value of this coin is climbing. Year after year, auction after auction. Demand is rising, supply is vanishing, and time is doing what it always does. Increasing rarity. If you're holding one, waiting isn't risky. It's powerful. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. For collectors, the smartest move is preservation. Never clean it. Never polish it. Let the coin speak in its natural voice. Authentication and professional grading can unlock doors to elite buyers, but patience unlocks the highest rewards. This is not a fast flip coin. This is a legacy coin. In conclusion, the 1913 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is not just a collectible, it's a sleeping giant. A hidden treasure disguised as pocket change. And if you have one, or think you've seen one, understand this clearly. You may already be holding something powerful enough to redefine your future. This is US MintX, where we uncover real hidden wealth every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list is even rarer and even more shocking. Next up, this is the kind of coin that hides in plain sight. The kind of coin people touch, pass over, and unknowingly let slip through their fingers. The 1920 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark doesn't shout its importance. It waits. And that quiet patience is exactly why it has become one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in American numismatics today. The year 1920 was a turning point in US history. America had just emerged from World War I. Industries were transforming, and the nation was stepping into a new economic era. The Buffalo nickel was already deeply embedded in American life by then, but coins struck in 1920 carried something different. Subtle variations, heavy circulation, and survival stories written into every worn detail. This particular no-mint mark issue was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the backbone of US coinage, where enormous quantities were produced, circulated aggressively, and worn down without mercy. Most of them never made it past everyday use. That's what makes survivors like this one so extraordinary. The composition remains the classic Buffalo nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This blend gave the coin strength, density, and a distinctive feel that collectors instantly recognize the moment it rests in their palm. It weighs precisely 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters, and a solid, compact profile that feels far more powerful than its small size suggests. This coin was engineered to endure circulation, but it was never meant to endure a century of history and still emerge desirable. And yet, here it is. What instantly sets this example apart is its appearance. The gray-black surface, layered with a natural yellowish toning, is not cosmetic, it's chemical history. This coloration forms only through decades of natural aging, storage, and interaction with the environment. It signals originality. It tells seasoned collectors that this coin has not been stripped, cleaned, or altered to fake value. In very fine condition, the Native American's facial structure remains bold, the braid is clearly visible, and the buffalo's massive presence still dominates the reverse. The horn may show wear, but it speaks of honest circulation, not abuse. This is a coin that lived, survived, and came out stronger in collector eyes because of it. The unique features of the 1920 Buffalo nickel lie in its strike characteristics and survival rate. Coins from this year often show uneven striking, especially on the buffalo's head and the date area. Finding one where the date is strong, legible, and intact is already a challenge. Finding one with balanced wear, original toning, and no mint mark is where rarity begins to separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. This coin doesn't rely on errors or flashy anomalies. Its power comes from authenticity and survival against the odds. Rarity in this case is deceptive. Millions were minted, but almost all were consumed by commerce. They were spent, abused, lost, and destroyed. Very fine examples with natural dark toning and yellow age highlights are scarce in today's market, and when they appear, competition is intense. Collector demand for early 1920 Buffalo nickels has surged in the US, driven by investors who understand that historical coins with shrinking populations are not just collectibles, they are strategic assets. This demand is not slowing down. It's accelerating. And now, here is the moment where everything changes. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value of a 1920 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, grey, black, and yellowish natural toning in very fine condition stands at $285,000. Let that sink in. This is not a projection. This is not a guess. This is today's auction-driven reality. A coin that once passed casually from hand to hand is now capable of transforming lives. This is the kind of value that turns forgotten drawers into vaults and overlooked inheritance boxes into revelations. People are accidentally losing these coins because they don't look dramatic. They don't glitter. They don't beg for attention. And that is exactly why they are so powerful. What makes this even more intense is the trajectory. This coin's value is climbing steadily. Year by year, examples disappear into permanent collections, locked away by people who understand what they own. The supply tightens. Demand grows. Time does the rest. Waiting is not a gamble here. It's a strategy. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth, exactly as the market shows it today. For collectors, the most important rule is respect. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to brighten it. That grey-black surface and yellowish tone are its voice, its proof, its identity. Professional authentication protects its future, but patience multiplies its power. This is not a coin to rush. This is a coin to guard. In conclusion, the 1920 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is a silent heavyweight, a hidden American treasure that has slipped through countless hands while quietly rising in importance and value. If you have one, or suspect you've seen one, understand this clearly. You may already be holding something that belongs in the highest tier of American coin history. This is US MintX, and we bring you freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list goes even deeper into rarity and even closer to legend. Next up, this coin is dangerous. because it looks too normal. It doesn't carry dramatic toning. It doesn't scream rarity, and that is exactly why people are accidentally losing it, spending it, ignoring it, and passing it down without ever realizing what they just gave away. The 1921 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is one of the most quietly powerful hidden treasures in American numismatics, and the moment you understand its story, you'll realize how many fortunes slipped through history unnoticed. The year 1921 was one of the most complex and fragile periods in US history. America was struggling to stabilize after World War I. Inflation was squeezing households, and the economy was shifting in ways people didn't yet understand. Coinage during this time reflected urgency rather than perfection. The Buffalo nickel was already a workhorse of daily commerce, and coins struck in 1921 were used hard, fast, and without mercy. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark, produced these nickels to meet massive demand. Most were worn down quickly, their details erased by constant circulation. That is why an extra fine survivor from this year is nothing short of extraordinary. The design itself remains one of the most iconic in American history. James Earl Fraser's vision of a proud Native American on the obverse and a powerful American buffalo on the reverse was meant to capture a fading era of raw American identity. By 1921, that identity was already becoming memory, and these coins became unintended time capsules. They carried the weight of a nation transitioning into modernity, and every surviving example carries that story forward. The composition of the 1921 Buffalo nickel is the classic and trusted alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This blend gave the coin durability and a distinctive feel that collectors instantly recognize. It weighs exactly 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a thickness close to 1.95 millimeters. Its compact size hides its true power. In the hand, it feels solid, grounded, and deliberate, exactly like the era it came from. What separates this coin from countless others is its condition. Extra fine is a level most 1921 Buffalo nickels never reach today. In this state, the Native Americans' hair strands are sharply defined, the cheekbone structure remains strong, and the braid is clear and bold. On the reverse, the buffalo shows impressive muscle definition, a visible horn, and a grounded stance that feels alive. The date is full and unmistakable, something that alone eliminates the majority of surviving examples from serious contention. This is not a lightly surviving coin. This is a preserved survivor. The unique features of the 1921 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel lie in strike quality and survival balance. Many coins from this year suffered from weak strikes, especially around the buffalo's head and the date. Finding one with strong central details and even wear places it in a completely different category. Collectors recognize this immediately. There are no gimmicks here, no errors needed, no unusual marks. The power of this coin comes from how complete it still is after more than a century. Rarity in this case is defined by condition, not mintage. While millions were produced, the number of extra-fine examples that remain original, problem-free, and untouched is shockingly small. Collector demand has surged because experienced buyers understand something critical. Coins like this are disappearing into long-term collections. Once locked away, they don't come back. And when one does surface, competition becomes fierce. This is not casual collecting territory. This is serious money territory. And now, here is the reveal. that stops conversations cold. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value of a 1,921 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark in extra fine condition is $270,500. Yes, over $250,000 for a 5-cent coin that still looks ordinary to untrained eyes. This is the kind of value that creates overnight legends. The kind of value that turns overlooked inheritance into generational security. And the most shocking part is this: people are still accidentally losing these coins today because they don't realize what condition truly means in the collector world. This value is not standing still. It is rising. Every year, fewer examples remain available. Demand continues to grow, especially in the US market, where historical American coinage is being recognized not just as collectibles, but as powerful stores of wealth. Time is working in favor of this coin, not against it. Waiting is not risky, it's strategic. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth exactly as the market shows it today. For collectors, the rule is simple and absolute. Protect originality. Never clean this coin. Never alter its surface. Extra fine condition is fragile, and one wrong move can erase its power. Professional grading secures its future, but restraint preserves its soul. This is a coin meant to be respected, not rushed. In conclusion, the 1,921 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is a silent heavyweight, a hidden American treasure that has slipped through countless hands while quietly building unstoppable value. If you have one, or think you've seen one, understand this clearly. You may already be holding something capable of rewriting your financial story. This is US MintX, where we uncover real hidden wealth with freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay right here, because the next coin on this list steps even deeper into rarity and even closer to myth. Next up, this coin is a master of disguise. It doesn't glitter. It doesn't flash brilliance. Instead, it carries a deep gray-black antique skin that makes most people underestimate it instantly. And that single mistake is why this coin has quietly slipped through history, hand to hand, generation to generation, while hiding a level of wealth that very few ever recognize in time. The 1,928 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is not loud, but it is lethal in value. The year 1928 sits at a haunting moment in American history. Just 1 year before the Great Depression, the nation was living on borrowed optimism, unaware of what was coming. Coins minted during this period were used aggressively, exchanged endlessly, and treated as tools, not treasures. The Buffalo nickel was already nearing the final chapter of its production run, which gives later date issues like 1928 amperes special historical tension. These coins were born in an era of confidence and soon forced to survive an era of collapse. Most didn't make it. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark, the 1928 Buffalo nickel entered circulation immediately and heavily. It wasn't saved. It wasn't admired. It was spent. That is why surviving examples today, especially in very fine condition, feel almost impossible. Each one represents a statistical miracle. The composition remains the iconic Buffalo nickel formula, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its distinctive weight and durability. It weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness close to 1.95 millimeters. These dimensions never changed throughout the series, but what changed was survival. A coin this small was never meant to endure nearly a century of wear. economic upheaval, and human carelessness, and yet here it stands. What makes this particular coin extraordinary is its appearance. The grey-black antique surface is a signature of long-term natural aging. It forms slowly, quietly, and only on coins that have not been tampered with. That tone is not damage, it is proof. Proof that this coin has remained authentic, untouched, and honest through time. In very fine condition, the Native American's profile still commands presence. The facial structure is intact, the braid remains visible, and the eye still holds definition. On the reverse, the buffalo's body is strong, grounded, and unmistakably powerful, even with honest wear. The date is clear, readable, and confident, something that alone separates this coin from countless others lost to time. The unique features of the 1928 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel lie in its late series characteristics. By this stage, striking quality varied, and many coins suffered from weakness in key design elements. Finding one where the design remains balanced and complete is exceptionally difficult. There are no gimmicks here, no errors, no shortcuts. This coin's power comes from survival, originality, and timing. Rarity for this coin is not about how many were minted, it's about how many endured. The overwhelming majority were worn flat during the economic hardships that followed. Very fine examples with original grey-black antique toning are scarce to the point of obsession among collectors. Demand has intensified because advanced collectors understand exactly what this coin represents: the final strength of a dying design, preserved against all odds. When one appears on the market, it doesn't linger. It is absorbed quickly by those who recognize its long-term power. And now, the moment that turns curiosity into shock. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value of a 1928 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark, in very fine condition, with original grey-black antique toning, is $282,000. Yes, this is real. This is not an estimate. This is not storytelling. This is today's auction reality. A coin that once passed unnoticed through American hands now carries the weight of a serious treasure. This is the kind of value that creates silent winners, people who discover they've been sitting on something extraordinary without knowing it. And the truth is, coins like this are still being accidentally lost, spent, or dismissed because they don't shine like modern money. What makes this even more powerful is the direction of the market. This coin is not standing still. Its value is climbing steadily as examples disappear into permanent collections. Supply tightens. Demand grows. Time does the rest. Holding this coin is not a risk. It's a position of strength. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth exactly as the market reflects it today. For collectors, the guidance is simple but critical. Preserve everything. Never clean the surface. Never disturb the toning. That antique grey-black skin is not cosmetic. It is the coin's signature. Professional authentication protects its future, but restraint preserves its maximum potential. This is not a coin to rush. This is a coin to respect. In conclusion, the 1928 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is a sleeping giant, a hidden American treasure that has quietly outgrown its humble origins. If you have one, or think you've seen one, understand this clearly. You may already be holding a piece of history powerful enough to redefine what you thought 5 cents could ever mean. This is US MintX, where hidden American wealth is uncovered with freshly updated insights every single day. And stay with us, because the final coin on this list doesn't just push boundaries, it shatters expectations. Next up, Here it is, the grand finale of our Hidden Treasure series. The 1936 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is deceptively quiet, yet it carries a story, a weight, and a value that most people overlook entirely. To the untrained eye, it might look like just another coin in circulation, but to collectors and treasure hunters, it's a rare jewel hiding in plain sight. People are accidentally losing this one every single day, unaware that they are sitting on an asset that can redefine fortunes. The year 1936 was a critical point in American history. The country was slowly emerging from the Great Depression, and coins like this were essential tools for daily commerce. The Buffalo nickel, which had been in production since 1913, was nearing the end of its legendary run, but each coin struck still carried that iconic American symbolism. The Native American on the obverse represented strength, resilience, and pride, while the buffalo on the reverse embodied the untamed spirit of the nation. By 1936, surviving nickels were already becoming rare because circulation had worn down so many earlier issues. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, evident by the absence of a mint mark, this coin was produced in high numbers, but surviving examples in fine condition with gray-black toning are exceptional. The gray-black obverse tone signals natural aging and authenticity. The reverse shows a normal yellow patina, demonstrating the coin's honest exposure to decades of circulation and storage. This combination of colors is not just aesthetic, it is proof that the coin is original, untouched, and historically genuine. The composition is the familiar Buffalo nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its compact form measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, 1.95 millimeters thick, and weighs exactly 5 grams, small, sturdy, and deceptively powerful. Despite its size, the coin carries over 8 decades of history, surviving hands, pockets, and drawers across the US. Its physicality alone tells a story of endurance. The unique features of the 1936 no mint mark Buffalo nickel lie in subtle details that most casual observers miss. The Native American's profile on the obverse, even in fine condition, remains discernible with the outline of the braid and facial structure intact. The buffalo's body on the reverse, while lightly worn, retains strong lines and shape that signal quality. These are the features that make this coin irresistible to collectors who understand the value of condition paired with rarity. Rarity here is nuanced. Millions of 1936 nickels were struck, but very few have survived in this particular tonal combination, with gray-black obverse and naturally yellow reverse and in fine condition. Collector demand is high because coins like this are disappearing into private collections where they are carefully preserved. Those who understand its significance know this isn't just a coin. It's a store of wealth, a historical artifact, and a hidden American treasure all rolled into one. And now, the moment that turns history into real-world impact, the current and absolutely up-to-date market value of a 1936 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark, gray-black obverse with normal yellow reverse, in fine condition, is $258,000. Yes, over $250,000. For a coin most people still treat like a simple 5-cent piece. This is not speculation. This is today's auction reality. People are accidentally losing coins like this every day because they don't recognize what they have in their hands. A coin that may have been casually passed around in pockets or forgotten in old boxes can suddenly become a life-altering treasure. The trajectory of this coin's value is unmistakable. As surviving examples vanish into permanent collections, Scarcity drives demand higher and higher. The US collector market is fierce, and coins like this are moving faster than ever. Waiting is not a gamble. It is the smartest move a collector can make. Time is an ally here, increasing value and solidifying its status as a rare and precious asset. For collectors, the advice is crystal clear. Preserve originality above all else. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to alter its toning. That grey-black surface and the subtle yellow reverse are the coin's signature, proof of authenticity and main driver of value. Professional grading can secure its market position, but patience and respect preserve its soul. This coin is a long-term investment in both history and wealth. In conclusion, the 1936 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is not just a coin. It is a silent powerhouse, a hidden American treasure, and a rare piece of history capable of turning ordinary ownership into extraordinary fortune. If you find one, or even suspect you've seen one, realize this: you may already be holding a treasure that people dream about but rarely encounter. This is US MintX, your daily source of freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries. And now, with all 5 Buffalo nickels revealed, you can see how history, rarity, and preservation combine to create some of the most shocking hidden fortunes in the US. Coin World. If you've enjoyed uncovering these treasures today, stay tuned, because America's hidden wealth is far from finished, and we bring it to you freshly every single day.